This speech, as you can see, it's really focused on selling to the United States and how to do it safely. How do you do it? If you're overseas, how do you want to sell to the United States? Well, you can just sell directly from doing what you're doing, especially if it's on the internet, if it's affiliate marketing. That's probably the easiest thing to do. Go online, start selling. Once you get a little more established, it's probably from a credibility standpoint helpful to set up a subsidiary. As you grow, you're dealing with U.S. vendors. You may want a U.S. vendor. You may have a warehouse there. Those are really the business reasons. The legal reasons to do it would be employment. You're hiring people in the United States. You're importing products. You have to deal with customs. Or liability is a big one. Let's say you're in a risky area. You don't want your foreign parent to be subject to a lawsuit in the United States. Create a U.S. subsidiary, do it properly. That will leave the U.S. subsidiary to face the risk and not your parent. It's not perfect, but it's better than doing nothing. Now, what type of company do you want to set up in the United States? If you go into Google, you'll be told do an LLC. And if you're in the United States, I'd probably say if you're a small company, do an LLC. But if you're a foreign company, what Google doesn't tell you is if you do an LLC and the owner is your foreign parent is going to be subject to U.S. taxes, which is the last thing you want to do. So what do you do instead? You set up a corporation. It's almost as easy to do as an LLC. You may have to do an additional document, a shareholders agreement. Any attorney can do it. And if you're doing it with someone else and you're the minority shareholder, be sure you get what's called tag-along rights. That means, for the most part, if the majority shareholder sells his stock, you get to sell your stock too. So you're not frozen out and you're not stuck with a partner you don't want to be a partner to. All right, now you've got your company, you're selling in the United States. What are 3 things you need to worry about? FinCEN, which is a disclosure requirement, SMS campaigns, which is very dangerous in the United States, and then recurring billing, which is very lucrative, but also very dangerous. FinCEN, it's an acronym. It's a bureau that's a part of the Department of Treasury. It's very big brother. It's requiring every non-public company in the United States to disclose who the owners and people that control the company are. It's supposed to combat financial crimes, things like that. But it's really forcing any decision maker for a company, an LLC, a partnership, a trust, anything, to tell the federal government that they're behind this company. Now, good news is, the public's not going to find out about it, supposedly, but with hacking, who knows? And they're going to share this information with regulators, which is frightening. So if you get in trouble, they might come after you as the owner. Now, the penalties, you can see it's $5,000 a day if you don't comply. Compliance deadline is January 1st. Now, I'm glad I'm giving the speech today and not yesterday, because as of this morning, yesterday in the States, there's a court that says this law is illegal. So if you're aware of FinCEN and you're reporting, I haven't read the entire case. I've skimmed it. I'm probably going to tell clients don't do anything, especially the ones that don't want to do anything. So that's good news, but we'll see what happens with the courts there. The second thing, you're all familiar with SMS campaigns. They make me very nervous when my clients do it because, as you can see, there's some huge cases here from companies that have a lot of money, that spend a lot of money on compliance. Dish TV, a huge satellite company and television broadcaster, $341 million. Visalis, they got a jury verdict for almost $1 billion from a text campaign. Citibank, huge compliance department. Banks in the United States, you can't have more compliance. They settled for $30 million. There's personal liability if you run an SMS campaign and you don't do it right. Someone recently got hit with a $280,000 verdict. If I'm defending a TCPA case that's not done right because you didn't get consent, or they say you didn't get consent properly, it's going to cost $60,000 just to make it go away, to pay the plaintiff off, plus legal fees. So what do you need to do to avoid this? You have to get express written consent in writing, and you got to keep it. Now, there's professional plaintiffs, so they sign up and then they lie and they say they didn't sign up. And let's say all you have is their IP address and their phone number. They're going to say somebody else gave that phone number, and your IP address isn't going to translate to them because they used a VPN. So the main thing on this, what you want to think about doing, some of this is obvious, some of this but the first one is use double consent. So when they sign up, send them a text message right then, so you've got their sign up, their checkbox from the web page, and then you've got record of a text going to them confirming they want to consent, and they say yes, and they respond to that, and you keep that record. If they don't, if they hit stop, then you don't mark it to them. But that's a very good way to keep them from suing you, claiming they never consented. Now, as of today, if the consent page says, you agree to receive marketing from us and our affiliates, or you agree to receive marketing from us and our partners, and then ideally there's a hyperlink, and you can click on the hyperlink and you can see the 50 or 100 or 500 affiliates or 500 partners that they have consented to receive marketing to. That's probably legal as of today. As of next year, it's not. You'll only be able to give consent to one company at a time. And if you get a list from somebody and your company was not listed and was the only company listed on that disclosure page, and you use that list to market to them, you're in big trouble. So, you really either don't do it, or you have to make very positive that they've gotten, that the lead gen, or if you're doing your own, you've gotten consent for your company. Now, the third thing, and this is where my client can help you with, are subscriptions. They're great for businesses. They're great because, it's money coming in every month, but consumers hate it and regulators hate it. And again, you've had big companies. TransUnion, they're a big credit company. They got hit with a $23 million fine because the government didn't think they adequately disclosed the credit monitoring. Credit Karma, same thing. Very recently, $13 million. What do you need to do to be compliant? Again, you have to have clear disclosure. You agree that you're going to, be charged $30 a month and you're going to receive X. And informed consent, it's in writing, you keep a copy so you can show you told them and they agreed to it. The third rule, and it's a new one, again starting next year, and this one isn't going to be turned around or held to be illegal, click to cancel. So what that means is if they sign up online, they have to be able to cancel online. If they sign up on the phone, they have to be able to cancel on the phone in a very, very easy way. And if you don't do that, you're going to be subject to the fines we just talked about.